It is a beautiful day in LA, a gorgeous Sunday, and I'm on my way to Hollywood Park. Yay! Every first Sunday of the month, Hollywood Park does their Super Sunday tournament. This is actually the same tournament that I got to my first final table last year in November. I haven't played one since. It's a $230 buy-in, 30,000 chips, and 30-minute levels with a $25,000 guarantee. And it's a single day tournament, which I really like because these days everything's 3 days, 4 days, and a single day is pretty cool. I'm looking forward to getting into it and using all the lessons from the last few tournaments I played to, hey, get to another final table.
All right, you guys, it's the first break. Not a lot going on. Started with 30K in chips and I'm sitting at about 34. Just been keeping it slow and steady so I can win this race. Paying a lot of attention to what's going on at my table, who's getting into the most pots, who's limping into the most pots, who's limp folding, who's limp raising, who's limp calling, all those details. But before, I want to say thank you to all of you guys who've subscribed to my channel and have been on this road with me, supporting me. Yo, I appreciate you guys so much. And for those of you who are here for your first time, or maybe you've been here a few times, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do. It matters. Views are great, and I can see you guys are out there and you guys are supporting, but subscribers really do matter. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, show your girl some love, and turn on your notifications. Let's run it. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Okay, here's a hand. The blinds were 600, 1200, and I'm in the big blind with ace-7 of spades. The under the gun player raises to 3700. I float, we go heads up to the flop, which is 10, 6, 3 with 1 spade. So I got a back door to the nut flush. He leads out for 3K. I snap call that 3K, and he does this like lip quiver. It was really obvious. The turn is a deck of diamonds, and I put in a 5K chip, but say 4,500. I guess he thought I said 2,500 because he puts in 2,500, and the dealer says, no, it's 4,500. He goes, oh, and he makes the call. The river is the queen of clubs. A flush does show up on the river with the queen of clubs, and I lead out for 8K. He tanks for a minute and mucks with his 10 up. Okay, 2 hands later, we're still at 600, 1200 blinds. I'm on the button with ace-jack suited. There are 2 limpers ahead. I pop it up to 6K, and the small blind jams for 28K. I think for a minute I've got about 40 behind, but that's 2/3 of my stack, so I fold. Not too long after that, the blinds jump up to 800, 1600. I'm in middle position and raise to 4K. The small blind and the big blind come in with me. The flop is queen, 10, deuce with 2 spades. So I have the nut flush draw. It checks all the way through to the turn, which is the jack of diamonds, and the small blind leads out for 10K. Big blind folds, and I shove for 40K. He tanks for a minute, looks at the guy next to him, shows him his cards, says a little thing, and then he folds. And the guy next to him says, she must have a good read on you. Don't be trying to steal my money. Okay, we're on the break after level 13. The blinds were just 3K, 6K. They're probably gonna go up to 4-8. I'm sitting on about 120. There's some really big stacks on my table now, and I'm just doing my best. I'm going through a little dry spell right now, but there are 45 players left and 24 players cash. So I'm feeling confident. I can do this, you guys. I've had some good things going on. I've had some interesting things going on. I've played some good hands, and I've made a couple missteps, but I'm still in the game. I can do this. So excited. Oh, and before somebody else says it, I know my hair looks crazy. I know I got my Chaka Khan today. I ain't even tripping. Maybe I'm scaring somebody. Maybe I can scare somebody out of the pot. I hope. It's just gonna do what it's gonna do, and I just gotta embrace it. Let it do what it's gonna do. Let it do what it's gonna do. All right, you guys, there are 27 players left, and we agreed to pay 3 bubbles, $400. So we in our money, hey. But I'm not even tripping off of that because I'm going for that top. I'm sitting at about 170 right now. I'm at a table with some big stacks, like 400, 500K, and there's maybe a couple other like 120K. So I'm kind of right in the middle of the pack. I'm at a new table now. I can tell you about this one hand. Blinds are still 6, 12K, and there are about 4 limpers into this pot, and it gets to me and I'm on the button and I'm like, no limpers in my pot. I just jam it all in for about 140. Everybody folds. The big stack tells me that he laid down ace queen for me because I'm pretty. Isn't that sweet? And because he said he hasn't seen me play that many hands. I'm at a new table, so nobody knows what I got going on. And so he was being very cautious. He wants to protect his big stack. And so he laid down ace queen to me. Isn't that sweet? Oh, by the way, I had king 4 off. It's nice being beautiful. Yeah, it's nice to be beautiful. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, you guys. I have good news and bad news. The good news is I cashed in the tournament. The bad news is I went out 20th place, which is kind of disappointing, but it's a really deep run. There were 217 entries, so 20th place is not terrible. I bought in for 230, out at 440, so almost a double up. And then you want to know the worst news? While I was at the cage, a guy comes up to me that I was playing with earlier with a whole stack of pink chips, and I'm like, hey, how'd it go, Bill? Bill's like, oh yeah, 1,500. I'm like, wow, that's great. What place? And he said, we got down to 15 players and we decided to chop it. So I was 5 players away from a chop. I almost screamed. That was just, but you know what? It's a good thing. It's a sign that I'm getting better. It's a sign that I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. I'm cashing more frequently. I'm running deeper in my tournaments. So I will take that as a positive. Do you want to know how I went out? Well, I'll tell ya. I'm down to 120K at this point. The blinds are 10K, 20K. And so I got 6 bigs and there are 2 limpers ahead of me. I've been doing some squeeze plays, as I told you earlier, so I do one more squeeze play. I'm like, no, we're not limping in here. Like, I got 3-6 off, and I jam. And the old man limper calls me, and he's got 10s. Nice hand, sir. Shit.
-2.
Obviously, he wins. I'm out, 20th place. But later, someone tells me, like, oh, that old guy, if he's limping in, it's very scary. You're more afraid of his limps than his raises because he only limps with big hands. And I'm like, now you tell me. Now you tell me. Somebody should have told me that. But at the end of the day, I'm having a great time. Yo, y'all, when I walked in here, the security guard was like, hey, are you that poker girl from YouTube? Shut up. And then I went to walk around to the cage, and this other guy stops me like, hey, are you cute? Can you believe it? It's just like, what? It's really cool. And I feel really grateful. And it shows that, hey, the brand is growing. Hey, people might actually like what I'm doing. And so maybe I should keep it up, huh? What do you think? At the end of the day, we live to fight another day. And I'm gonna be back very soon. And I'm going to that final table. And you know what? I'm taking that first prize. It's gonna happen. I'm proud of myself. I'm thankful for you guys. And I'll see you soon. Cheers! Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe. You can also find me on Instagram at P's and Q's Poker. See you next time.